Why do you need the money so bad?
I have my reasons.
Well, I've told you my reasons why I need the money.
Kind of brushes his bangs out of his eyes. Yours are a little less complicated.
Are they? I literally cannot tell.
Stands, looks over at Odom again. I need to hire a ship. And I'm sorry, but that's going to take me more than 100 gold. At least for the length of time I need to hire it for.
Alright. And like you can see him like doing math in his head. I believe if I were to take the shares as is... Oh god, actually I need to actually do math now, fuck.
An average sailor's pay is 5 copper a day.
Alright, so we got 90 gold.
Depending on the size of the ship, you could have up to 50 crewmates. Plus, you know, additional fees.
Alright, so currently as it stands, we would each be earning around 30 gold each based off of this. Okay, where's remove? Split it again. As it currently stands, you'd be making 25 if I take the 80 gold to invest into apparel. So I owe you 8 gold? Did I do that math right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
8
so
gold.
too.
I didn't think I did right. 8 gold. Alright, 8 gold by the end of the month.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Alright. Wait, what happens if I don't have the money at the end of the month?
Well,
Actually,
let's
I
hope-
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
let's hope you don't find out.
Alright.
And I'm gonna head back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure everyone's grouped together because I want to bring this up to the group now.
Alright. Well, and so, but at this point in time, Dariel will have had a quick conversation with everybody, and this is where I'm going to ask for your guys' reminder here. If Dariel had not yet provided you with the 20 gold payment that he was going to give each of you, he would have come and found each of you by this point in time, and from the gatherings that he would have had from the community, he would have given you each 20 gold for your work in the mines.
I believe he did.
Yeah, I think we already did get that.
That's
I
the
was
only
trying to
reason I have
look on
20
your
gold.
sheets. Yeah, I was going to look on your sheets. I was trying to look on your sheets and see, like, oh, is there evidence of that? But when there's only 20 gold on your sheets, I'm like, I'm not really sure. So I was just going to double check that. But so he and Quartz Speaker will actually be gathering with you guys at the wagon right about now. So it's kind of getting everything wrapped up as you're about to head out. Their Quartz Speaker seems to be a little bit less interested in having you around anymore. Kind of maybe anxious to see you riding off into the sunset. But Dariel still remains his collegial self, as does Ilva. And so they've kind of gathered now to see you guys off. And so you're all probably around the wagon nearby Dariel's house at this point in time.
All right, I've talked to most of you individually. I haven't gotten around to talking to either you, Adani, or you, Veltris. You're very new to the party. I didn't. No offense, but I thought I'd talk with the majority of the group I know well before. Anyways, I need the money to do the rituals casting of Identify on all of this magic stuff. From what it sounds like, this is an okay deal, but Adani, Veltris, your voices also do matter in this, and I don't want you to feel betrayed.
Danny, you're muted at the moment if you're speaking.
She's going to give Odom a bit of a stern look, because it's very clear that a certain someone has forgotten that she already vowed her portion to go back to this town so that they can start to rebuild.
Autumn doesn't pick up on signals like that.
Yeah. She's gonna give him a stern look, and then she will say, "My portion was already spoken for."
Technically, we haven't portioned anything out yet, so...
No, we hadn't, but I made the point of saying, when we did,
you would still get a portion. I'm not saying you don't get the portion.
So long as there is something going back to the town as was promised by me.
Veltris will speak out right up at this and say, and by me as well.
Sick. I'm just gonna start, like, rummaging around the dragon corpse at this point, I guess? I'm gonna start, like, tying little baggies of coin and tossing it to people. I hand everyone... Let's see, it is 25 gold apiece. I don't actually know if that's the correct breakdown per coinage, though.
Let's keep it simple. Are you wanting to give them each equal shares of the full amount? Is that what you're going for?
No, I'm giving them equal shares of the amount minus 80 gold.
I see. So quick calculations on that would be, that's 9. That's another.
Notably, I am not taking a portion.
I'm doing some quick math. This is 209 gold worth that you guys recovered out of the hoard. So that's 129. So yeah, 22 gold each.
I have 25 gold and 8 silver pieces each for them.
Sure, that works. Go for it.
Okay. And I assume we do the coin shuffle so that it works out. That everyone's got gold instead of coinage.
Sure, yeah. We can just kind of run with it. I'm not gonna nitpick the idea of how many pounds of copper. Yeah. So, it's like Canadian pennies. They were worth more melted down than the real penny. So I'm just not gonna care.
That's the same thing with the American penny.
Yeah.
Kind of
so
in general.
Pretty much. In any case, yeah, your 25 gold and silver, and you said, what, 8 silver? Is that right, each?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so everybody can throw that down in their sheets, which also leaves that extra 80 for you too, Autumn, to make sure that you have enough for your...
So I can buy a pearl!
And with that, Indani, as you say, and Veltris would have done the same, you would have passed your coin purses that Autumn would have just collected for you over to Dariel, then? Is that who you're going to give it to?
I believe so. I mean, whoever is going to be taking it and, putting it back into the town to help rebuild.
Okay, well, you would have gotten the sense that would have been a quartz speaker thing then.
Then yeah, it would go to him.
And he'll look at you and just kind of do a quick little take and, are you certain? You saw peril in there, didn't you?
I do not need to be given money to face peril. I did it because you needed help, and this will also help. That is what I do.
Indeed it will.
I do not do this for money. I do this to help people who need it.
And he just, his somewhat sour face kind of shifts into a fairly toothy grin. And he says, this will mean we can hire our next group of miners. You're going to Melvaunt next, you said?
Yes? Question mark.
Yeah.
Someone please remind me.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's currently our next destination.
Yes, I believe that is where we are headed.
When you get there, just like every other city in the Moonsea, there's probably people looking for work. Let them know that there is some to be found here, please, then. Make sure they don't have any connections with the Zhentarim before you say so, though, of course.
Of course.
Thank you very much. This will help us get our town going again.
That is my wish.
All right. All done in Mountain Home? Are you guys ready to hitch up the horses in the wagon and start making your way to Melvaunt?
Let's hit the road.
Yeah, there's one particular thing one simple item that I'm gonna see if I can snag before we leave.
Sure. What's that?
An apple or some acorns.
You could have. You probably would have asked Ilva for some ideas as to where you might be able to find that, and she would have just provided to you from her own personal stores.
Okay, so I have one apple.
You would have been given from this area. You would have probably been given, probably not a large apple, so it's not like the kind that you would probably see at the grocery store usually. But
I'm not
definitely
looking for it for the food reason, but yes.
Yeah. I think I know what you're looking at for it for.
Yes.
In terms of the acorns, she would say not really in this region. That's usually a little bit further south. Your better bet, I'm sure on your travels back, depending on which way you go, you'll probably find some cones of some sort for some of the trees. And she kind of gestures up to the conifers that kind of dot the side of the mountain.
Okay, cool. Then I guess on our way, I'll see if I can snag a couple of them.
Okie doke. So here comes the question. This is the one that the entire group's going to need to put in on. Marisol's probably going to be the one that most likely knows this. Although, Serge, you're probably going to be able to have a little bit of input on this too from your understanding of directions. Melvaunt is due south. Approximately due south. There's two ways to get there. And you guys could consult the map that you guys have as well. One way to get there is by way of the North Galena Pass, which basically takes you around the Greylands of Thar on the east side. The other way is directly through the Greylands of Thar. Now, the Greylands of Thar tend to have a few places where it's a little bit swampy and patchy in patches. However, you would easily shave off at least a day if you could keep your directions about you from your travels. So that's kind of your choices there, is to take a comfortable, well-traveled roadway, or to shave a day off, even though it's a little bit marshy along the way.
When you say well-traveled, how many people would we be seeing on the pathway around the Galena Mountains?
Well, the idea of you're in Mountain Home. It is the small village in between everywhere. And so at this point in time, if you were to look on that North Galena Pass, you're not going to see an awful lot of traffic, particularly because Mountain Home hasn't seen traffic ever really since they had started having this problem happen. However, you do recall that coming from the Illenberg Trail, which is where you got to, how you got onto this pass in the first place, there was a lot more travel that way, and you suspect that it probably wouldn't be too much different the further east or the further west you go. West towards Flan, east around to get to Melvaunt.
My big concern is the big fat dragon we have in our cart and the attention that could draw. So, honestly, both seem kind of risky to me because of that.
I think a dragon would ward off attention more often than not.
Is the cart's covered? Is it not? It has like the full wagon canopy, doesn't it? Like the cloth
Yes, it
canopy.
does.
And we
Oh,
have a
well, then they
dragon
can't even
ass
see the dragon.
strapped to a horse.
Oh, well, that's a thing. We can probably throw that in the back of the cart too, honestly.
I would also
Yeah, I
like-
think it was more the length that didn't fit, not the size. So we could
Yeah.
probably just toss the dragon ass on top of the rest of the dragon.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought. Because then it saves us from it showing, and being as it's a heavy cart and the horses will already be working pretty hard to get through it, going through marshy swampland is not a very good idea with a heavy cart.
I agree with that.
Completely
And that is
agree.
something Roman would know.
It sounds like we're taking the safe path.
Yes.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
have a choice.
Yeah. As far as my vote
that's
is,
fair.
Galena Path it is.
Yeah, we can. I think we're all okay with taking the extra day.
All right. Well then, taking the Galena Pass. What we're going to do then is we're going to try and simplify our travel towards Melvaunt a little bit. And I'm going to ask different people. We'll go alphabetically to roll based off of the day of travel that you're going through. So let's see here. You guys are taking off at kind of a mid-afternoon kind of time for towards Melvaunt on this North Galena Pass. So why don't I get, let's go with Indani. Can I get you to roll for me? Actually, I should ask you guys first. Who do you think you would have keeping watch on this journey?
Probably whoever's up front.
That's what I'm asking.
I
I
get
was
the
gonna say that's usually in Donnie. That's where I think I was taking the lead when we were heading this way. It's
feel like
either in the
Maris-
lead or in the back.
It doesn't particularly matter now. It's a different journey.
I feel like Marisol would be up there too because she would know the way.
For any problems that our travel is occurring, so.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do then. We're going to go with Marisol. I'm going to get you to roll a perception check. And Donnie, I'm just going to get you to roll for me just a straight D20 for me, please.
While they're doing that, I have a technical question. Do we have a
Sure.
horse for Odom?
Nope. He's sitting in the cart with Roman.
Oh, I was like, I wasn't sure if the cart would support that.
Here's the thing. You guys probably will not be able to be in the cart along with the dragon. And the horses definitely would put up a bit of a muster if there was that much weight on it. So chances are you guys are going at a traveling pace of your feet, because there'll be at least a couple of you guys traveling on the ground.
Well, it's only one person traveling on the ground.
Somebody's got to
Sure.
drive the
Wouldn't-
cart, period.
Yeah,
That's true.
It wouldn't. Yeah, one of us would have to drive the cart, and I'm pretty
actually,
sure Roman's the only one who
You
knows
could
how to
technically
do
be
that.
leading the cart. You don't
Yeah,
have to
I
sit
could
and drive.
be doing that.
It's a bigger
It's your
pain in the
call.
ass than as possible.
I assume we're just cycling people on horses and people walking then.
Sure.
I mean, to be fair, Odom's not that heavy. We could just put two people on one
Odom's-
horse.
Autumn's pretty heavy.
And they can still carry a lot, though.
Yeah.
Heavier than, slowing us down enough to where somebody's walking.
Autumn's 150 pounds. He's
Yeah, I'm
dense.
I'm pretty sure the tall people weigh more than that. So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in a camp of doubling up on a horse.
Okay. All right, so we
Actually,
get
now I want to know who's the lightest.
It's
Close- I would
definitely
be
not
close to
Roman or
doubling
Odom.
up.
Probably
Well,
the
you're-
short Genasi.
You're in chainmail.
Exactly my
Also-
point.
Also, don't
It
call me
might-
short.
Be me.
Well, it's not Valtris.
Well-
That one I can vouch for.
Yeah,
It-
she's in
it's-
plate.
It's got to be Odom and either me or Indani.
It might be me.
All right, so I see a 7 perception roll. So as you start making your way down the path, you've got a few hours of daylight left, and so you get a bit of a distance away. Marisol, you don't really see much unusual activity. In fact, you don't even see a lot of people on the trail. The first time you finally see evidence of people at all is when you see a campfire that had been set up along the side of the trail. You kind of snicker at it because it's basically like right on the trail almost. It's right on the edge of it, and you would have thought that this would have been a rather silly place to be because it would have been easy to have been jumped from this at this location. But the day's journey goes relatively smoothly without too much hassle. Who's going to be taking a night watch at this point?
We'll probably all be rotating.
Okay, so let's
Do you
go
mean
with
just like first watch.
yeah. Let's go first watch. Well, you know what? Let's keep it simple. Let's go with let's go ask 2 people to just for now. Who would you to just roll a night watch check for through the night for now? I'm gonna try and expedite the travel process just a little bit with this. So who?
Okay.
Just pick 2 people out of our party that would do perception checks for a night watch.
I think.
I
Autumn
do
can
one.
help.
Yeah,
This
Roman
is
would
bad.
probably be one of the ones making a roll.
Okay.
Autumn would help him then.
Yeah, I can make the other roll. I've got decent perception.
Okay. So let's go
are
with
we making...
yeah, Roman and Danny. I'll get you guys to make it with advantage.
Cool. Cool. Sweet.
Okay.
Of course, my dice are shit today.
Who was helping Indani? Sorry, I missed that part. Who was helping Indani?
I can.
Okay. Cool. So, Roman and Autumn taking that first watch. Is there anything in particular you guys wanted to do while that's happening?
Autumn, unless Roman wants to talk.
Well, you had the money situation,
Mm-hmm.
but Roman and Autumn don't actually know each other all that well.
No, we really don't.
So we can try that. See if they can
Sure.
figure something out between the 2 of them.
Okay.
So, all right then. Autumn, you said you. I understand that you're a wizard and you come from some magic school somewhere in the world. Where is that?
The reading room is the temple, technically. Though I've technically been under self-study for the past 20 years.
That's... Oh, okay. I don't know if I understand that.
I
But,
don't either.
huh.
I think they just wanted me out of there.
Well, that kind of sucks.
Hey,
But I kind
guess.
of understand the feeling. Not like I don't like you here. Being in the same
Oh.
position.
Oh, that's good. Okay, thank you.
No, you're very helpful around here,
Thank you.
actually.
I don't know if everyone else sees that, but thank you for at least pretending to acknowledge that fact.
I'm honestly not pretending. Many of the others don't fully understand, that magic isn't a blade. You don't need to hold something in your hand to do it. You don't even really need to be next to somebody to harm them with it. So,
To an extent, I guess.
well, there are some certain spells where you need to be next to them and you need to touch them, but like
Yeah,
that,
we're arguing semantics at that point, and that's not
Yeah.
worth our time.
no. But yeah, I don't know. I think once they start to understand that, our weapon of choice is not a blade, and it's, in a sense, kind of our words, maybe they'll learn to not dislike us so much?
I don't know if that will ever truly be the case. It's very hard for people to understand the intricacies.
Yeah, I still don't understand it, and I use magic.
Well, we use magic very differently at the very least, and
Yeah,
I'm noticing some minor pulls of the weave from everyone else, but using magic is not the same as having access to it.
Yeah, your magic is definitely very different to at least most of mine.
Yes,
There is some magic that I have that I don't fully understand how I got. Because I can tell that it's not from Welkeen.
From what I've seen of your magics, you seem to be a cleric. You use celestial power, yeah?
For the most part, yes.
Were you taught, or is that one of the God-given power set?
It depends. Some of it is gifted, some of it is learned. It's less of learning how in the sense of how you learn your magic. We learn through our prayers and sermons how to use our magic. It's a little different.
But yours is, from what I understand, from I'm not certain there's a better word for me to use. Correct me if I'm wrong. You beg for your magic?
That's not really a great word for it, but in a sense, yes, that is kind of how it works.
Whereas most of my magic is not inherently mine. I have been taught how to push things in specific directions to get effects that I desire. Well, not nearly as powerful as I think some of the feats you can clearly accomplish. I don't think I could save someone's life, for instance.
Yes, there is a chance that I do at some point lose the ability to use my magic, but that is in rare circumstances, and I must have seriously fucked up if that happens. But I don't intend on doing that, so.
That's a good choice generally, not fucking up.
Yeah.
So before we tag out for someone else to watch, I'd like to ask some questions, if that's all right.
It depends on the question. I can't guarantee I will give you an answer. I'll give you as good of an answer as I deem is appropriate.
Lost you, Autumn.
Hello?
I don't hear Autumn.
I don't either.
We're gonna say that Autumn fell asleep in the middle of asking the question, and so we'll get you guys to
go ahead and move on. We can do it in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Some answers. I'll let him know that we can't hear him.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. Okay, so we'll switch over to the next watch, which, if I remember correctly, was Indani and Surge? ?
Correct.
Okay, is there anything that you guys wanted to cover while you guys are having your first watch as well?
Nothing specific from Indani. She's just kind of maintaining her gear and the fire and keeping watch.
Nope. Roll the dice and let's move on
Alright.
with the night.
Okay, so then let's go with, we're going to do this here real quick. Really quick check. Okay, so you guys make it your way through the night. The next day is nice and sunny. All of those wonderful clouds that were covering things the previous day, broken through. We're now back to the lovely sunny weather that you're used to. It's still quite it's getting into the later part of the summer, but so it's still nice and warm. There's no 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 wind whatsoever, so it's going to be a nice, comfortable journey through the day today. I'm going to ask, are we going to go with the same people rolling perception again for the journey? This was Marisol, I think, with advantage. Or sorry, Marisol last time around. Are we going to go Marisol again?
I can.
Okay.
I have no issues. It doesn't matter.
Okay, go for it then, Marisol. Make a and we'll go with advantage because you're going to have another group, or the rest of the group with you too. Nice. 21. All right. Just give me one moment here then, please. Let's go like. Alrighty. So, as you start making your way down out towards down along the path again for the day today, you're starting to see a little bit more travel along the road, mostly farmers or basically people who you assume kind of live in these areas, but it's not super populated, so probably just traveling to neighbors or something along those lines. You, in the distance, you do see a few piles of stone on either side of the trail. They don't look like they are naturally there. They look like they've actually been piled up. And as you get a little bit closer, you round a little bit of a bend, and just past one of the piles of stones, you actually see 3 graves set up on the south side of the trail. And you're about 60 feet away when you notice this.
I would probably call out to the group about it, but continue going forwards. Maybe just watching a little bit closer, just in case, because if people are buried here, then that means something killed them here.
Okay, so keeping your eyes out, you don't really see too much in the, like, where specifically are you looking, I guess?
Well, passing the graves, at the graves themselves, but then just a general look around, for, like, any signs of an indicator on what might have happened to them.
All right. Well, as you get a little bit as you approach the graves, they don't look like they've been there for a very long time. They look like they're relatively new. You'd say probably somebody was interred in these graves maybe even only a couple of days ago, like fairly fresh. The piles of stones, they don't look like they're grave markers by any stretch, but they do definitely look like they've been moved out of the way. Maybe these were maybe some of the stonework that was here, they were placed there as a way of being a resource for building houses or something to that effect. Not really sure what they're here for, but they're totally just stones on the ground, and some of them fairly large. As you look to the north, you do notice that there is a shape in the sky. And the shape in the sky was flying from the east to the west. And just as you look up, you notice that it kind of does a little bit of a bank and starts moving towards you. Wings out. Something large-bodied with wings.
Okay. Is there any outcroppings that look like they could fit the horses and the carts specifically nearby?
It's pretty. There's actually not a lot here that you can say that is would cover the wagon or anything along those lines, but you could fairly easily find some cover along one of these piles of rocks. There's a little bit of bushes beside the grave sites as well that you could probably find some cover. The horses could very easily. Well, there's not really a lot actually around here that the horses could be hidden behind. They could easily be tied to something, though, fairly quickly.
Okay. I'm going to yell it to the group. Continue going onwards, and I'm going to then draw my spear, make a large amount of noise, and try to draw the attention of this thing, whatever it is.
Okay. And it seems to flap a little bit with strength as it comes towards you a bit. And you're starting to notice it's still a bit of a distance away, but it's closing fast. Couple of moments
I'm going to
later.
take off and...
Sorry, go ahead.
Just clarifying, I want to take off in like the opposite direction of the carts. Like if that takes me off the road, I want to go that way.
Okay.
But so long as like I can still see the cart within eye line, but like I'm purposely trying to draw attention to me.
Alrighty. So, we'll say that you guys have pulled the cart a little bit forward, but you're purposely drawing attention to Marisol. Anybody else doing anything as this it's starting to look really large, looming and diving at you, getting closer and closer to the ground.
How far away has Marisol gotten by this point?
We're going to say that you guys got the cart probably about, we'll say 60 feet away, along with the horses, about 60 feet away from the from the 3 graves that you guys saw. So Marisol will be just a little bit behind the graves at this point in time. Or like before she got to the graves, west of the graves, I guess we'll say.
Okay, and can I know I'm leading the cart, but can I see this large winged creature?
You can. And it's very big. You can tell that it is a much larger entity than any of you from where you're sitting.
So it would be bigger than the wormling that we just killed.
Definitely.
I see. That sounds like a bad time. So, this path that we're on, are we next to a wooded area, or are we just like in the middle of like an open field?
There's bushes, but that's pretty much it. And then these stone piles that you can probably potentially get some cover behind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the idea of leaving Marisol hanging, so I think Roman would pull the cart off, kind of off to the side of the road.
Okay.
In a more protected area, so that way if the thing comes after the cart, it has a hard time getting to it.
Okay.
And at least approaching Marisol's area. Probably not standing near her, because I know that she's specifically trying to get its attention, but...
Okay. Anybody else in preparation for this?
Indani has definitely dismounted her horse, and once the cart is somewhere sort of settled in, she will tie the horse to the cart quickly, and then similar to others, she's going to be drawing her bow and knocking an arrow and sort of from still within the bushes tracking this thing.
Okay. Anybody else?
Autumn's protecting the cart.
Okay.
We're just taking cover.
Alrighty, so as you guys kind of get yourself situated, the creature is now getting much closer, and as you see it, as it gets a little bit closer, you hear it give out this bellowing roar, very lion-like in nature, and that's when it clicks in the kind of creature this might be. It's got a strange humanoid face, but a large mane that surrounds it. Long body, dragon-like wings, but this is no dragon coming at you. And it is now starting to come in, and as it gets closer, you can notice a whole bunch of long spikes at the end of its tail. We're going to roll initiative at this point in time, and I'm going to put some tokens out there. We'll see if we can get the right places for everybody. Let's see here.
Oh, I also lowered my mic volume because I was informed that you guys could hear my brother in the background, and
Oh.
I kind of wanted to try and stop that. So if I'm quieter, that's the reason for it.
Appreciating that, thank you. All right. Let's see here. Let's get this all set up properly. And now, did you guys get pulled over to this new map? Are you guys seeing the new map?
We just see a black
I'm-
screen.
Yeah, I've just got a
Oh.
black screen.
That is what happens when you don't hit the right settings. Let's solve that. Oh, daylight mode is on. That's kind of strange. Alright.
Do you have fog of war?
No. I'm on the new dynamic lighting thing. So, let's make sure that it's actually turned on properly. It says it is. Alrighty. Then let's try something different. Let's make it so that there's no lighting issues at all. You should be able to see everything.
I can indeed see the map now.
Yes.
Awesome. Marvelous. That makes things a little bit easier. Okay, so let's get your tokens out there too. And then you guys can place them in the right spots. I don't think I got everybody's tokens there. Let's try that. And let's see here. And why is that one not switching? Oh, that's why. That'll make a difference. Let's get that into the right spot. Okay, so here we go. There's some tokens to work with. So I'm going to say that Marisol is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of this region. Marisol, you can kind of adjust a little bit there if you would like. Autumn, you said you're going to be with the cart. So you're going to be over here somewhere. Veltris, I'll try and manage Veltris a little bit. Veltris is going to get a little bit closer to to Marisol, but is going to find cover behind some of the stones. And Roman and Serge, you said you were going to find some cover as well. So the creature's coming from the north, from the top end of this map.
Ah.
And
I need
Do
to
you wanna-
check the range. That is okay. I'm good.
Do you want us to roll initiative now then?
yes, please. There we go.
Wendy, just stick me where you think I would have been.
Okay, you said you were just trying to find some cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try. I'll get you kind of around some similar cover to Veltris then. Alrighty. And let's get this guy open. Alright, and let's get Veltris open too.
My initiative roll is like the definition of a cleric in combat.
Oh my god.
That was beautiful. I'm missing a roll from Surge by the looks of things.
Oh, god dang it, I forgot to hit my token.
Wendy, we've just been informed by Twitch chat that they cannot see the battle map at the moment. They
Yes,
see
I'm
the
working
level
on
of
that
face.
at the moment.
Oh, I just
Let's get
Moved
that
over.
on there. Boom.
Yeah, I have
Here
Twitch
we
chat
go.
to pop out on my second screen so I can see whenever they tell me something.
I am glad. You know what, Twitch, you guys are awesome, just in case you didn't know. Trying to get all of the tech going here at once is kind of interesting sometimes. Let's see if we can make it so y'all can see more of the map, though, too. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Alrighty, let's go with that. So, let's see here. Yeah, that works. And this will work, too. And now let's find Veltris's token, get Veltris rolled in as well. And ding, and initiative. And that, oh, I was talking to myself. She got in on a 6. And our creature. You guys can see just flying over top of a fairly large encroachment on the north end of your map. You can see creature with, as I said, with kind of this lion-like face, these dragon-like wings and spines on its tails. There we go. And let's get it into the initiative order here too. Ooh, it rolled well. Not as well, however, as in Donnie, though. So, let's see here. Let's get that guy up there, and get everybody sorted, and away we go! Indani, you're the first one up.
Okay, because I know that Marisol is trying to distract it away from the cart, I would actually like to hold my action.
Okay.
So if it comes towards me, Autumn, and the cart, I will then loose my arrow, but until then I'm just tracking it with my bow.
Okay. So you are holding an action.
Correct.
Okie doke. And that'll bring us to our next creature. And that is the actual creature itself. And it is going to, because of the noise that Marisol made, it's going to start flying directly towards her first. So, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Flying in at a relatively rapid tempo. It's going to actually kind of flap back here and kick its tail back and attack, fling its tail out, and it's going to throw some of these barbs at the end of its tail at your general direction, Marisol. So let's see if it hits. So many things to click. So many things to click. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that last one doesn't count. But the first 3 are some spikes that come out of its tail. Do any of them hit?
The first one does. Would deflect missiles apply here?
It can. These would count as missiles.
I'd like to use that then.
Let's do it. So, why don't you post deflect missiles real quick into the chat? There we go. So 3rd level, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon. When you do so, the damage you take is reduced by 1d10 plus your dex plus your monk level. Your monk level is 3, so let's roll that 1d10 and see what happens. Nice. Okay, so with that 7. That's only a nat 1. Oops. Okay, so with that, you got 7 on that. So you're able to reduce the damage to only 1. You catch the missile almost. It kind of just starts to kind of get into your shoulder a little bit. The other ones just kind of slam into the ground to your left and right.
Okay, I can deal with that.
So 1 point of damage for you on that one. And it just kind of roars out at you as you try to catch its tail spike. That will end its turn. That takes us to Roman. You've just seen this creature flip its tail and throw some tail spikes at Marisol.
It certainly should not be my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Marisol, Veltris, then Autumn, then Roman.
Oh, how did we get you? You must have been a remnant there from before. So, solve that.
Yeah, my initiative is currently a 1.
How did I get that mixed up?
0.07. Don't discredit yourself there.
But yeah. Don't disappear
0.07.
0.07. Yeah. All right, so
that has such an effect.
there we
Hey, it
go.
makes you
That's
faster than
better.
some people.
That's better. Okay, that's cleaned up a little bit. Surge is at 12. How did we lose Surge's? roll. That's really weird.
I told you
That's
I forgot
right.
to click my token.
That's right. We got her now. Get you in there at the right spot. So it's actually going to be Marisol's turn then, I guess. Yep, Marisol's turn.
I will hold my action to dash out of this thing's way if it comes any closer to me, as I currently have nothing else I can do.
Fair enough.
It's still in the air, correct?
It is. It's about 20 feet up in the air right now.
Okay.
So holding an action. That takes us to Surge then.
I guess I'm gonna hold an action to dash because I can't do anything from here.
All right. Holding an action. That brings us to Veltris. Veltris is... Let's see here. Veltris has got a bunch of options available here. Let's choose one of them, though. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so Veltris is going to try and get a little bit closer to Marisol in particular. Let's see here. How much closer, though? Ooh. Veltris doesn't like how much closer that she would have to get, but she's going to do it anyway, so this is Veltris taking a couple of steps forward, and while doing so, she is going to cast, or else shoot, one or the other. Let's see here. I think she's going to go for a, she's going to try and shoot at it with a short bow, perhaps. No, she's not. She's going to cast Bless. She's going to cast... Hang tight, actually. This might work better. So... The spell ended... Haha. Nope, she's not. She is going to cast Sanctuary as a bonus action and shoot a bow at this creature. So, casting Sanctuary.
She should attack first.
She's going to attack first indeed. Here we go. Boom. Ouch. That was no good. Alright. She tries to take a shot, but kind of startled by the size of this thing perhaps at first, or just kind of getting used to her new armor. The bow or the arrow kind of falls off the string before she releases, and it just kind of snaps onto the ground right in front of her. However, casting Sanctuary on Marisol. And that will be the end of Veltris' turn. So, Autumn, it is now your turn.
Alright. I'm debating how stupid I want to be here.
Oh no.
Please
Right.
don't be. We can only afford one idiot like me.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm going to take one step forward.
Alright.
And then I'm going to cast a magic spell called Mind Sliver.
Ooh, fun.
It needs to make an intelligence save.
Intelligence save coming up. And its intelligence save is really bad. Really, really bad. It takes 5 points of psychic damage.
Yep, and it subtracts 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my turn.
Ooh, fun.
Before the
that
end
is
of your
it
next
for-
turn,
And
correct?
into my next turn, yes.
Okay.
I would like to use it myself, but, like, you know, Roman, if you want to use it, you're fine to use it.
Alright, so...
I might. I'm considering.
All right. So, anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna actually move a little bit more and kind of get by the rock.
Okie doke.
And that's it.
All right. That brings us to Roman.
And Veltris casts Sanctuary on herself, right?
No, Veltris can cast Sanctuary on Marisol.
Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm confused. I see 2 status effects on the Manticore right now. I don't know what the first one is. Does that mean it's airborne? Is that what that
Yes,
is?
that's what it means. Yeah, and I've got the green bar on it. I don't know if you guys can see the green bar, but it means that there's oh, you cannot. That's unfortunate. But the green bar basically means that it's 20 feet up in the air. So I'll try and make that visible for you guys here.
Okay.
There you go. It doesn't tell you the numbers though, does it? That's unfortunate.
No, it doesn't.
All right. Well, it's 20 feet up in the air.
High up.
Yeah. Well, that's a useless tool for you. I thought I was being clever, but no, apparently I wasn't. But in any case, there you go.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. I wanted to just read the description. Why is this so hard? Okay, that's a wisdom save. Okay. God, why is it so hard to read descriptions for spells anymore? That's so weird. Because when you go to click on it, it either casts it or it puts it in chat. So
if you hover over it, there's a little I button, and if you click that, that's how you get
it shows up in an edit. Although that's probably because somebody was editing it previously. Okay, that's fine. I will save this particular spell then.
Okay.
Let's see. There's nobody hurt enough for me to bother with a healing spell. Do I have... What do I have prepared right now? Not a whole lot in the way of damage stuff. So... Alright. You know what? Guess we're just gonna kind of have to say fuck it with this one. I am gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Love it. Okay.
Yeah. Although it doesn't look purple because Celestial.
Cleric Blast.
I mean, that's kind of what it is, and it's being as a Celestial Warlock, so... Oh, I think that hits.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Hopefully it does more damage than my previous rolls have deemed.
Alrighty.
Good enough.
That's okay.
With how
5
bad
points
my
of
rolls
damage
have been today. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so
I'm going to take a... Oh, that's the wrong tool. I'm going to take a couple of steps this way.
Okay, so your Eldritch Blast goes and smacks it in the shoulder, and it kind of... it hits it in the shoulder, and you know it hit. And you know it probably got hurt. It's a beefy-looking creature. And so it just almost feels like it's not even enough damage.
I have the wrong spells prepared today.
Does that end your turn then?
Yes, because all of my fancy bonus action things are healing abilities that I don't particularly need to use right now.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do for a couple of moments here. I'm going to take a very short break here while you guys can kind of chat up about what you're going to plan on doing next, and so that I can go say goodnight to my kids here real quick. But I will be back with you imminently. Okay, so Indani, it is your turn. We are back.
I have just a quick technical question because I know what I want to do, but I'm assuming my character would know more than me whether or not it would work.
Sure, go
Because
for
the
it,
thing
Todd.
is 20 feet up in the air, would ensnaring strike work?
Oh,
Would like the
let's have...
vines grow to hold it up where it is?
Boy.
Like, I'm not looking to pull it down. I'm just looking to keep it from, like, swooping down on anybody.
Well, and here's the question. Has Indani ever cast Ensnaring Strike before? Oh, there you go. Thank you. That's what I was just looking up.
Yeah.
Next time. It is a bonus action. It's concentration. Here's the thing. It's the range is
I'm
self.
going to say...
It's because you cast it on the arrow.
Yeah, I cast it on the arrow, and the next time I hit the creature, that's when the thorny vines appear at the point of impact. And I'm going to say she has, but not on an airborne target.
It could happen on an airborne target, and it would definitely, if it's restrained, then it would probably end up ensnaring its wings and bring it down.
Okay.
So you could do that if you wanted to.
The arrow.
Sweet. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do then. So I'm going to fire. I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike on the arrow, and then take my shot at this thing.
All right, take your shot. Ooh, that definitely hits.
Oh, wait, hang on. I rolled with advantage. That's only a 15 plus 2, which is 17.
Oh, okay. Let's have a quick peek there. That still hits. That still hits. It's a big thing, so it definitely still hits.
Yeah. Okay, so
why is my
piercing
thing
damage.
doing that?
I'm also going to, because I can, I hit it, therefore I'm going to mark it as my favored foe for this combat.
Oh, nice, Kate.
Attacks. Finally remembering to do that. And now it needs to succeed on a strength saving throw, or else it is restrained by the magical vines.
Alright, so let's get the strength saving throw taken care of here first.
It's a very low DC.
It is a low DC.
I am not magical.
But there is also a minus D4 on this saving throw, so let's see what happens. Let's roll the 1d4 and see what happens. 3, that makes it 11. What was the save? It was it just makes the save still.
But
it only just makes the save. So, and you've marked it as your favorite foe now, is that right? Okay, so let's get a marking symbol on here for you saying, okay, this is Indani, so there we go. That's your target now. All right, so
I love it. It's a little purple target. That's perfect.
So, let's see, I got so many things on this thing now. Okay, there we go. So, you do hit it, and it does give it a good chunk of damage. It's 5 points, or a little bit of damage, I guess. 5 points of damage. Oh, that's the wrong computer. There we go, that's better. Okay, 5 points of damage done. And as it hits, you can see the vines just kind of sprout out and try to get around the wings. The wings are really strong, though. This creature feels the things kind of clasp at its wings, and just it almost like it's just stretches it out and snaps a couple of the vines away. And that pretty much is it. It hurts. It gets hurt by your arrow, but it manages to break free from the vines.
Well, biscuits. That's going to be my turn. So.
Okay. Then that brings us to the creature itself.
No, it's Indani's turn now.
Oh, wasn't that Indani?
Indani.
Oh, that was Indani. Oh,
yeah.
I'm a little tired. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was like, wait, I did just go, didn't I? I didn't make that all up. I'm good.
Yeah. No, we're good. Okay, so the Manticore is now going to. It doesn't see Marisol quite as much of a threat as it used to. It did get hit by Roman and by Veltris. Actually, it didn't really get hit by Veltris very much. It was Autumn, I think, that did. But Roman's the one that's closer, so it's going to take a couple of swings at Roman. Let's see here. Nope, wrong sheet. Here we go. All right.
Those first 2 hits.
All right, 2. Oh, that first one was a big one. So you take a great big spike straight into the chest and another one into an arm, taking a total 15 points of damage. That hurt.
Ow. I'm so glad I'm a cleric right now.
Marisol, I will say yes, please. But it is going to be Marisol's turn. The Manticore is not moving. But Marisol, it is your turn.
It's still 20 feet up, right?
Yes, it is.
I like. I can't. Oh, wasn't able to catch it. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep yelling at it, and really, really am actively trying to get it like on me. And I'll be staying here, still holding my action to dash if it comes near.
Okay. Alrighty then. That you're holding your action. So that brings us to Surge. Just give me one moment on that. Let's see here. Yeah, you've already got Surge's sheet, so you can go for it however you think you're gonna Surge would proceed.
He doesn't have any range shit anymore, does he?
Nope.
I don't think so.
No, he gave his butt of Eltress.
Oh, that's right.
I think he'd move up, and then.
Actually, Surge is back on the call, so Surge, we'll let Surge jump in here.
No, go ahead. She's in the middle of something.
It's your turn that she's in the middle of, and only just barely started.
I mean, I can't do anything from here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to figure out.
So, who wants to be in control of Surge then? Me or his actual player?
My internet went down, so.
Oh, okay.
Just you go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know. Take the hold action. I don't really care.
Well, I think as you're trying to get your internet going again, we'll just take a peek at this here real quick. As you said, you're right. There isn't a whole heck of a lot here that you can do. The only thing I can kind of see potentially being something you might choose to do is if you wanted to join in with Marisol at all on her distraction, or to go protect something else or something along those lines. Does any of that seem to fit?
Not particularly. I'll just take the hide action, Wendy.
Okay, fair enough then. Then that's going to take us to Veltris, who is going to try. Let's see here. There we go. Let's see here. What is the? Is there? Wisdom save. Not quite what she wants to go for. We're trying to find something here for Veltris to do that's going to be particularly useful in this particular combat, but this creature is staying up in the air. That doesn't exactly help anybody. So she's going to do whatever she can to try to get it onto the ground where people can actually get to it. So she's going to cast Command at level 1. And say simply, gonna give the command grovel. So here we go to see if it makes this wisdom save.
level. I love it. Grovel.
Grovel.
Here for it.
Oh, natural 20. Makes it save. Veltra's gonna say. So you're gonna actually look as Veltris will actually put her hand out towards it and pointing her finger directly at this creature says, and just bellers, grovel! And the creature just kind of looks at her and cocks its head like a curious dog. And Veltris says, I tried. That'll bring us to Autumn.
Wait. When in doubt, Mindsliver.
Mindsliver. That is an intelligence save again. Oh my goodness. There we go. Intelligence save. Alrighty, that was a bad roll. So 6 points of damage to this thing as it kind of... Now it's kind of snarling a little bit as it shakes its head, and you can see it kind of falter a little bit in the air, but it keeps itself aloft.
Poking around in a weird thing's brain.
End your turn, Autumn?
That's... No, Autumn's also going to move here.
Okay, cool. That brings us to Roman.
Okay, well, Alright, I'm just gonna do my usual and healing word myself because I'm at 3 HP. So, where is this? Here's this, and a level 1. I get a little bit of HP back. That's the wrong thing. And then I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on it.
Ah. What kind of save is that again?
That's a wisdom save.
Ah.
Nice roll.
Yikes.
Holy, that's 2 nat 20s on the wisdom saves, guys. Oof.
He lose. It's -3 though.
Oh, that is -3, but
As
I
if it
still think
mattered.
that's going to save the
It doesn't
14.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, it's a nat 20.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
Alrighty. That brings us back to Indani again.
I need to stop muting myself, but if I do that, the cat's gonna take over. So what? You know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. I still have a couple of spell slots, so I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike on this next arrow.
Sure.
And take another shot, but this time with it as my favorite bow because reasons. Ka-chow!
Yes.
Does a 12 hit?
12 does not yet.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay. So
don't
arrow
really
just
have
kind of
anything.
sails between the wings.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to do, so that is my turn.
Okay, that brings us back to the creature, who is a little unnerved and confused as to who keeps on going into its brain. And so, but it's also dumb as dumb can be, and so doesn't really know where it's coming from. And is starting to kind of think, seeing some of these guys, some of these little things moving around, it's going to decide that it needs to kind of fling a little bit at everybody. So it's going to take one attack at, well, it hasn't taken an attack at Autumn or Veltris yet. So it's going to go Roman, Veltris, and Autumn in that order. Let's see here. It's starting to get a little frustrated that none of these things are falling down really quickly. So the first one is to Roman.
It misses.
Second
thank
one
God.
is to Veltris. But the third one is a crit on Autumn.
God damn it. Alright.
And so Autumn takes 16 points of piercing damage. And it just kind of looks out at you guys and just lets out this just kind of throws a lion's roar back at you guys again. Marisol.
I'm screaming right now because, oh my goodness, I just wanted to lead it away, guys. Okay. I'm dismounting from my horse, quickly.
Oh, you had a horse
throwing-
with you too.
I assumed I was still on horseback this whole time, so.
I see. Okay, hang tight. Give me 1 second on that. Da-da-da-da. No, actually, everything's fine.
I'm
Yeah,
meant
you're
to
fine.
dismount anyway, so
Okay.
I'd like to dismount and, assuming I still have a free object interaction, literally just throw the reins to get tangled into this bush in front of me.
Sure.
And then I'd like to climb on the rocks nearby and scream at this thing and like genuinely try to draw its attention towards me in some like very obvious way.
Okay, sounds good. So go ahead and move your token for those rocks. Yes, okie doke. And you are screaming at it.
Like, can I roll intimidation or anything?
Yeah, you can, for sure. It's not going to be so much intimidation as it is... Well, you can try an intimidation. Let's see what happens.
Intimidation's at least not a negative, so...
Ha. Alright, that is... Oh yeah, that's definitely going to get its attention. Yeah, that's definitely going to get its attention. Alrighty, so... Oh, that was weird. Alright, okay, so... That ends your turn then?
Yeah, and here's hoping I live.
Alright, here comes Sir. This is Surge's turn now.
I still can't see the map, so what am I looking at?
Oh, so currently the way it's kind of laid out, you're hiding behind a pile of rocks. There's another pile of rocks to your left that Autumn is kind of, sort of, but not very well hiding behind.
Where's my target?
Your target is beyond the trail on the opposite side of the trail, about 20 feet up. It is around, let's get an arrow out here, 40, yeah, that's right, 45 feet away. So it's more like, it's going to feel more like it's 55 feet away because of its height up in the air.
Then I guess, Marisol, can you... I guess I'm going to try and throw a dagger at it from here.
Ooh, that's fun. That will be a disadvantage, unfortunately, but you can go for it.
I know.
Do you need...
She just said she'd BRB, so she unfortunately can't do that
That's
for
okay.
you right now.
I'll hit that up for you if you're okay with that.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to take up so much time.
Oh no, life happens. Dagger. Oh, that's except it's supposed to be a disadvantage. I didn't do that properly. That's a nice roll for it. Make another. Oh, the disadvantage was low. So the first roll was a 14, second one was an 8. And so the dagger sails just a little bit short of the target.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okie doke. Veltris is marginally irritated at her inability to do what she wants to do with this. So she is going to... She doesn't have those prepared. So she's going to just pull out a... Oh, does she have that prepared? Hold the phone. If she's got that prepared, she might use that. She does. Affected. Okay, how many of this? 5. Yeah, she's going to cast this. Looking at this... no, she's not quite ready to cast this yet. She's going to hold off on it. She is going to take another shot. Come on. There we go. One shot of a short bow coming on up. What's divine? Let's see here. Can we do this? Nope, melee. That's too bad. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. That is a hit. 3 points of damage as another arrow kind of sticks into the hindquarters of this creature. And now it's Autumn's turn.
Alright, I've massaged its brain enough. I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force.
Ooh, fun. Intelligence
to
save
make-
again.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I keep on clicking the wrong button and closing the window when I don't mean to. Let's see here. Intelligence save. And that was a... Gosh, I am... Keep on throwing intelligence saves at this thing, I tell ya. It real dumb, and it real not saving. And it's 5 points and more of damage to it.
Alright, I do some bullshit, like hand maneuvers, say some gobbledygook. It actually sounds like I'm casting a spell, just for everyone else's, like, sake. But Autumn knows that's not the case at all. And to us, you don't see anything. But to the Masticore, I believe that's what that thing is.
Manticore.
A little fiery portal appears right next to it, and a demon with a pitchfork kind of flies on out and starts jabbing at it.
God.
Is this something that lasts? Is this like a concentration thing too?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so you are concentrating on this lovely spell. There we go, concentrating. Alrighty. And so when else is he going to experience this damage again?
So the... let's see.
Alrighty. Craft an illusion. It's a target. It's a target.
Each round on my turn, it can deal 1d6.
Love it. Okay, so that's going to keep on going while you're still concentrating on it. That's marvelous. And that ends your turn then?
Yeah.
Okay, so suddenly you guys notice this creature suddenly it was looking very fixed at Marisol, and of a sudden, almost right in front of it, maybe a little bit lower, it just kind of, its eyes go super wide and it starts to shriek. It's Roman's turn.
Yeah, Odom, can you put that spell
give me
description?
1 second.
Wow,
It's a
that's
big
really long.
description. Illusion
Yeah,
spells, man. Illusion spells. If you're looking at the specific damage stuff, it's at very bottom.
I'm not looking for damage. I'm looking to see how far this illusion can move. It says that the phenomenon can't be any larger than a 10-foot cube.
Right.
Does that mean that the illusion...
Effectively, there is a little demon that exists as a familiar on my turn. Whatever Wendy wants to give it for speed, that's on him. But it has to be within my 60-foot range for my spell.
Right.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try and combo this with the thing that I put in the chat earlier and didn't mean to. I'm gonna cast Cause Fear on it.
Okay.
So I will throw that out in there for you. DC is 14. It's a Wisdom save.
Alrighty. Wisdom.
I mean, we're
If
all
this
waiting
is
for
another
that
nat 20.
20, right?
Yeah, it makes it,
Lord.
but it wasn't another nat 20.
Consistency.
I'm starting to get
Yeah.
worse though.
All right. Then a technical question. With my
Sure.
healing light ability, it says that I can use it on somebody I can see within 60 feet of me. Does that include myself?
Yes, you can see yourself.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna use one on myself because that still hurts.
Okie doke.
Just
You go
one
right
healing
ahead.
light, and I
3
get a
extra
little bit of
points.
XP.
Beauty. And Donnie, it is your turn.
Okay, well, I don't have any more spell slots, so I'm just going to fire away.
Alrighty.
Reminder: if you hit, you do
Favorite
still trigger
foe,
your
right?
spell.
Oh, and that hits.
Uh,
Now hang
Snaring
tight. You're in.
still triggers.
Is it?
Wait, does
Is hang on.
It's until
It's
next hit of a
concentration
creature.
spell. Yeah, it's concentration
Yeah,
of the
so-
next hit.
So on that
Oh.
note, you would not have actually had to have cast it twice. You would only have had to cast it.
Oh,
Oh, no,
she hit.
no,
she hit, but
No,
it
you would
saved.
have. You would have. You're right, because the
okay.
first time
Yeah,
it
I was gonna
hit,
say
it
it's like
saved.
no, I did hit it once. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so but this time it needs to make another DC 11 strength save, but it doesn't
Alrighty.
take 7 points of damage regardless.
All right, here comes your strength save. Dip-de-doo. Yeah, it makes it save, no problem, but it does take some damage. Yeah, it feels a bunch of vines try to wrap around its tail and hold its tail in place. And it's already starting to cower from whatever it sees in front of it as it is. So it's starting to look like it's faltering a little bit in the air right now. That'll end your turn, Nani?
Yes, it will.
All right, let's bring us back to the creature. Creature's going to be like... first of all, it's a little freaked out. I guess we got to do the intelligence save again. See if he can...
If it makes an intelligence save, that is his action for the turn.
That is correct. So that's and that makes total sense to what this thing is going through right now. So we're gonna do that. He's gonna try, and yeah, it's still freaked out right out of it. So it's going to back right away into the
Would I get
air.
An attack of opportunity.
No, because you're not there, and your phantasmal force isn't an actual creature, right?
Yeah.
But it is backing away. It tried to figure out what the heck this thing was and see how this thing got here. But it no longer is interested in any of you at all. It's deciding what it's going to do with this creature in front of it instead. And none of you guys can see what it's focusing on. Marisol, it's your turn.
So, just for the record, this thing looks like it's beelining out of here, right?
No, it's just backing up from something. You can tell that it's not looking at you anymore. That it seems to be looking at something in like it's staring out into space. But whatever it is in space immediately in front of it, it's freaked out by.
Okay. I really don't have anything much I can do with this. I would just like to try to scream at it yet again and like tell it like there's more where that came from.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that same intimidation check as you had before. So like the first thing it's gonna notice is you. It's just the phantasmal force is kind of distracting it at the moment. So that'll be a hold of your turn again then.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Actually, can I? Would that have counted for my action?
No, I would have made that just flavor.
Okay, then if it does come near me again, I'd like to dash and just run for it if it's like anywhere near me.
Okay.
That I'd like for to be my held action.
That's your held action then. All right, Surge.
Has it moved from its position?
It has. It moved about 10 feet away from Marisol. Is what it looks like anyway.
Alright, can I bonus action dash so I can get within like 40 feet of it?
Totally, you can. And so that will be... Where is your token? So, you want to get within 40 feet of it? That is going to put you... yeah, you're basically just going to step right out onto the track. You know, you could step behind some rocks and get a little bit of cover while you're at it too, if you would like.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. All right, that's where you go then.
Okay, and then I will throw a dagger.
Dagger.
Just
And
one, Windy.
All right. Are you doing that Marisol, for us?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Oh, it's a crit.
It's a disadvantage, isn't it?
No, not anymore. You're within range now, aren't you? Oh no, hang on, it's 40 feet away. Hang on. No, we ended up having to get you Oh no, it is just a little bit of disadvantage. And
It's
so yeah,
it's
we'll have
20.
to roll again.
Yeah, dagger throws 20-foot inner, 60-foot outer.
Just do
Right.
another crit.
That's right. Just do another crit.
Sure.
Unfortunately, it's a 10, and so it doesn't hit. Oh, that would have been so beautiful. That would have been so wonderful. Oh well.
What a waste of it, not 20.
So you yeet this dagger at it, but for some strange reason, the way it's flapping around, it actually ends up catching the hilt of it. The hilt is the thing that hits it instead of the dagger end instead. So you hit it. It just didn't cause damage.
That's all I can do.
Okay, Veltris is up. Let me just... Veltris is going to go one more short bow at this before she tries this other spell she's got. And... Nat 20. Okay. And this one gets it right in the neck. Alrighty. Taking 9 points of damage. That was the wrong computer. Alrighty. That brings us to Autumn.
All right. At the start of my turn, he takes 2 psychic damage.
Alright. Because he did... Oh, does he still do the save now, or does he only do the saves on his turn?
Nope. He's only allowed to check on his turn.
Marvelous.
But I just get to deal damage until he succeeds. And he's within range of my little demon boy.
Gotcha.
I'm going to move up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Oh, love it.
Pew.
And
That's a lot of
yeah,
missile.
that's a lot of damage. That's a 4, a 3, and a 4. That's pretty awesome right there. That's 11 points of damage. It's looking like it's getting pretty hurt. Blood's kind of showing up on the wings. Its face is kind of getting smeared because of the force, and it just starts kind of screaming at you. It's not even a roar anymore. It's more like a scream, and with a bit of a hiss attached to it too.
That
Then
will
your
be
turn?
it for Autumn.
Okay,
Yep.
Roman, you're up.
Is it still 20 feet in the air?
It is.
Okay. Alright, well... Wisdom saves don't seem to help, but I don't have anything that isn't a wisdom save, so I guess I'm just gonna have to cast Eldritch Blast again.
Alright, Eldritch Blast away.
And that's
That
a
does
miss.
not hit. That is a miss.
Alright, well... Then I guess I'll move to here and end my turn early, because I don't want to burn another healing light.
Alright. That'll bring us to the top of the initiative, and then Indani, you're up.
Just going with the tried and true, shooting down.
Alright.
That's
That-
only a 12.
That does not hit. Sails between the wings is flying erratically, so it's tougher to hit now.
That's fair. That's it. That's all I got.
Alright. This creature is looking hurt. And so he, or she, or it, is going to make a great big flap with its very damaged wings, lift up a little bit further away, and start flying back north the direction it came, and it's just going to dash right on out of here. And as you... Now, any of you guys going to give chase?
I'd rather not.
I'm good.
Alright. So yeah,
I'm
feel
tempted
lightheaded.
to try and get my arrows back, but no, I'm not gonna bother.
Alright, so we're
Buy
going to...
more arrows later.
We'll take ourselves out of initiative then. And as this manticore has been sufficiently damaged enough to say this was not worth it, and disappears off into the distance. So, let's see here. we are out of initiative, and you're watching as this thing is very it's like it's flying with a limp. It's just it's limping its way through the air back off towards the Galena Mountains.
I'd like to hop off my rock, grab my horse, and calm it down if it's still freaking out, and yell to the rest of the group, "Roll call!"
I think
Still
we're
alive?
Here.
Autumn's
gonna
clutching
go
onto the spike
I'm
in his
g-
shoulder.
I'm gonna go over to Odom, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Odom.
Nice. Roll an animal handling check for me, please, too, Marisol, while the curing is happening.
I am just rolling like complete shit.
Better than nothing.
The horse is still a little high-headed, but it's definitely a little bit calmer now that you're back, and the thing is gone.
Yeah, and while the healing is going on, I will retrieve my horse and also the cart and start maneuvering it back onto the trail.
We should get moving.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Get out of here before that thing comes back.
All right. Well, then, you guys load your horses back up, calm them down a little bit. You could maybe put a little bit of a spring in your step to try to make your way away from this location. And start making your way down the trail again. Let's go ahead and... oh, yes, go for it, Marisol.
While we're riding away, I'd like to, Marisol would bring her horse up beside the cart and look over to Roman and take in the obvious blood splatter on him and say, I had it, but next time, stay back.
I wasn't exactly a fan of you being out there on your own, even if you did have it.
I almost caught one of its spikes. I didn't need you out there putting yourself in danger. You're the one that keeps us up. So let me put myself out there instead, please.
You do realize that for me to be able to keep you up, I do have to be within some range of you. I can't do it from the other side of the world.
You saw me take on a dragon and still keep going. I think I can handle that screaming creature. I don't need people putting themselves in harm's way for my sake.
That's literally what my job is.
And I can't ask you to do that for me. We're going to Melvaunt to make sure my family's safe, and I don't need to be worrying about the rest of you doing stupid stunts like that too.
Wasn't trying to just pull a stunt.
Standing in the middle of the road with that thing breathing down on us. Not a stunt.
No, not a stunt. I did try something new, but I still don't think I got the hang of it.
Well, how about this? Next time, listen to when I tell you to ride on.
Let's just hope there isn't a next time.
With that, I would kick my horse into a trot and go further up ahead, next up to Andani.
I was
All
pretty
right.
close to the cart, to be honest.
So I put Andani
Order.
between me and Roman.
I was gonna say, it's like, I
There's
was
some
the one
order
who
where
put-
everybody is right now. It's kind of randomized because of how the cart situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's a
I was
little
just
all over the
thinking
place.
because I was the one who moved it back onto the trail, I wouldn't have been too far away from it, so I was probably like on the other side of it while she's doing this, just like awkward silence, not looking.
All right, Serge, can I get you to roll for me a d20, please? Just a straight d20. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to kind of move this storyline forward just a little bit here. The rest of your journey to this day goes rather uneventfully. You guys take your regular watches through the evenings as well, and you're starting to get onto a much more well-traveled section of the trail. And so when you take camp, you're not usually taking camp completely detached from other people who are also taking camp. You're dotting the landscape. You're a long distance away from the next nearest camp, but probably 500 yards kind of away. But you can still see the light coming from their campfires, and so it's not unusual to have a few people along the trail at this point. And so when you wake up in the mornings, and again, still sunny mornings, you find that it is not unheard of to find more people on this trail. Nobody seems, because of the way that you managed to get all of the dragon kind of wrapped up into your wagon, nobody seems to give you too much attention except for one person who notices that it just kind of makes a passing mention. Looks like your horse could use some water, and that's pretty much it. Which is the cue that you take to actually get it to some water and take a lunch break or something like that along the way too. And it go this way. I had Autumn and Surge roll for me to see if anything else happens, and it goes this way for a few days. You have pressed on a little bit harder than you did on the first day because of the Manticore experience, but you feel like you're making pretty good time at the very least too. So there's always that. And towards the end of the third day, you can see, you kind of come over a bit of a rise, and you can see, as you come over the rise, you can see the moon sea out in front of you. Large expanse of water, and you can see a community just at the edge of the moon sea. It's still a long, about quite a distance away, probably 5 miles away. But you do see it, and just as the sun is setting. Do you guys want to press all the way into the city at this point, or do you want to kind of take a camp earlier?
I'm up for city.
Okay.
That's fine.
So, you guys start making your way, then you keep on making your way to the city. As you approach it, what you notice as you get closer to it, the city is entirely bound by a large wall. It's about 20 feet tall. And you can see, as you get closer to it, you can see a few guards with torches, a couple of towers dotting along the wall as well that are lit as you're coming up upon the north gate of Melvaunt. But there's guards definitely keeping usually 2 at a time, good solid distances away from each other, but not so distant as they wouldn't be able to hear each other or see each other if something were to happen. Just patrolling on the top of the wall. As you get a little bit closer to the gate, you notice that the gate is open, but also watched by a couple of the city guards. Marisol, this is Melvaunt, your home. And you're very much familiar with these walls. You're very much familiar with the city watch as well. You know exactly where you would need to go if you wanted to go to a market, if you wanted to go to check in with the Council of Lords, if you wanted to, or if you wanted to just go straight to your shop. You could take the group right there if you wanted to. What do you guys feel like you want to do?
I would like to figure out a way. I would like to have the cart be parked outside the city for the meantime, take one person into the city with me, and immediately go to my shop.
Okay. Who would you ask to take with you?
Roman.
Okay. And
right.
so you guys are going to have the other 4 of the party park with the cart. How are you going to approach that? You know what? I'll let you play that one out real quick, just to see how everybody responds to it.
Despite her earlier nervousness, that seems to have been happening since Mountain Home, Marisol's seems very in control and very comfortable now, almost becoming a bit curt as we approach the city. She'd dismount, hand her reins to someone else or tie them to the back of the cart and turn to the rest of the group. So I need Roman to come with me into the city to make sure first that my family is okay and ascertain the situation. Then I can get in contact with my employer and they can come get the dragon course, as I'd rather not drag that through this middle of the city. If a lot of you can wait out here, I don't expect this to take more than a couple hours. But if we're not back by dusk, then find Hollow Flags cartography and do what you need to do. And I'd give directions to find my shop.
And Donnie will have no argument and just look at her with a nod and she's like, at dusk. If you're not back, we are coming in.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
So please hurry, this thing's starting to smell.
Don't you have a spell that can fix that?
I mean, it only works so much. This thing's big.
That's fair.
Veltress might put up a bit of a stink about it. So let me just see how she would do that real quick, potentially. Knowing what Veltress knows and thinks, I think... Let's see here. She'll put up a bit of a stink. So to keep this simple and not have to worry about the roleplay of it, because I don't like role-playing other people's characters for them, I'm going to get you to roll a quick persuasion check for me, please, and Marisol.
Can I assist her?
You can.
I would like to assist her then.
Okie doke. We'll say that the assistance is a way of saying, don't worry, I've got it, kind of thing. And...
Thank God I gave assistance.
Nice. That... Oh
my god!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh, wow! Okay.
Me with my negative charisma manages to get that. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay, so...
Does it help that I have a +6 to persuasion?
You know, it's going to be... here's what's going to happen then. So, not convinced that it's going to be completely good enough. Veltress is going to say, kind of shrug and say, fine, but, and then kind of takes you on the shoulder, just puts her hand on your shoulder. Keep your wits about you, and you kind of feel something enter you from Veltress as well. A little bit of an aura of strength and comfort. And what she has just cast on you is protection from evil and good, particularly evil in this case. And so you have a little bit of a buff that way. And she turns to Roman and says, wits about you too.
I have a way of reading people. I think I'll manage.
Alright. And then she will... so you guys will head in?
I guess so. At this point, Roman's just following Marisol.
Okay, so Veltress would turn to the other three and say, I'm not 100% comfortable. If they get into some trouble, I'd rather be in there a little bit, so with your consent, I'm going to follow at a bit of a distance behind and just be nearby if they need us. And I'll ask Kester to come with me too.
While I share your concern, my concern with that would be if there is any trouble to be had, you could be seen as an ambush, which would only serve to endanger them further.
Especially since you stick out like a sore thumb.
With that, we'll say that the persuasion is full and complete. That was incredible 2 rolls there. Okay, so she'll stay with you. She will ask, and she'll just ask Anasa to kind of take care of some of the carts and such for you guys. Okay. So with that, Marisol and Roman, in order to get to Hollow Flags, you have to pass through the livestock pen, which is large. I mean, it's still got some people doing exchanges, even though it's the dark of night. But the livestock pen, Marisol, you know, that's the slave trading area in the center market. So you kind of have to walk past that. So you have to steel yourself as you walk by as well. And actually, I'm getting requested to jump into a private chat for a private whisper here for a quick second. So if you'll bear with me for a brief moment, I am going to now. This is going to be streamed. Unfortunately, I can't do unless. So Marisol, you're going to have to tell me if you're okay with this being streamed, or if you want to just send me messages. What do you want to do? Because you got whispers.
Might
you
be
want.
better for messages then.
Okay, so go for messages then. As you're walking through the city, I'm going to ask Marisol or Roman, whoever you want, to either both roll perception or one of you roll with advantage.
Him at advantage.
I can do that at advantage.
Awesome. Roll for it.
I should not have been the one to roll. I might have good
Alright.
modifiers, but my dice suck.
And you guys get past a tavern in the city that you know as the Floating Fighter, and you know, Marisol, this is kind of the place where you simply just turn left and go straight towards Hollow Flags. Serge and Donnie and Autumn, is there anything in particular that you guys are doing with, and maybe Valtris too, while they are gone? Is there anything particular that you guys wanted to take care of while at this point?
And Donnie would ask if anyone knows this city well enough to tell her if she can go somewhere to resupply without potentially running the risk of looking like an ambush with them. She's running low on a couple things that she does not want to be without if there is going to be potentially a fight later.
Do any of us know the city?
Roll a history check for those of you who want to try. Oh,
Hang on.
Serge, you've been to the port of Melvaunt, so you're familiar with the port side, with the docks area. And in the docks area, there are a couple of places you could get to. So, yes, fair enough, Roman. Sorry, had to read that real quick. But you would know that there is a place called Blacklebuck's Swap Shop. It's just kind of a trading post. But you've never been to this side of the city, so it might be a little bit of a hunt to find it from this side, or you would just go to the docks and try to figure it out from there.
Okay, before I relay that information, would I happen to know anywhere that I could get a pearl?
You would know a place that could possibly do so. Let me see here. I gotta check my sheets. The most likely location to be able to do that might be actually Blacklebuck's. There's a chance that a less than reputable location, or at least you know the less reputable part of it, would be a place called Hermuck's All Goods. Hermuck's All Goods is what I tried to say. It didn't happen, but that's what I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
So you know those two locations that could possibly work for you.
Okay, then I'm gonna take him to the general trading place.
Okay.
Oh, are we all going? My plan had just been to go alone, one person.
Oh, okay. That's up to you guys to figure that out then.
Sorry, what's going on?
We're going into the city to do shopping.
Did
Yeah.
Marisol's thing resolve?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet.
My plan had been to go in by myself because I'm almost completely out of arrows, and if we're going to be getting into a fight, as someone who primarily fights with arrows, I kind of need those. I didn't
I'm gonna
realize
stay
we
at the
were
cart then.
all going.
So Veltris and Autumn could stay at the cart, and then Donnie and Serge could go in search of these arrows and such.
That's fine with
Okay,
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So
fewer people, the better, because, again, my whole thing was we don't want to appear like we're out here potentially to ambush anyone and make more trouble than necessary.
Indeed. Okay. So you guys can actually, and going into the city is not unusual. The guards that are at the gate, they make note of your appearance, but that's pretty much all that they do. And you're not the only ones coming in and out of the city at this time of night either. So many more are leaving the city than coming in, but there are still a couple of people who are traipsing in as well. So Indani and Serge, I'm going to ask you guys to either both roll an investigation or go for one with advantage.
Dare I ask what your modifier is?
1.
Same. You roll with advantage.
Okay. Please. Hey, not
Okay.
bad.
All right. Okay, so you guys it'll take a little bit. Serge, you're trying to help out by orienting yourself around where the docks were. You go past the livestock market and you notice immediately some of the people in chains, and obviously they are not. They're not free folk by any stretch. And you can see some of the more well-to-do individuals, a little bit better garb on them, a little bit finer threads, couple of elves. One.
Do I recognize any of them?
Not these ones. You don't recognize these ones here. You kind of suspected you might get a chance to, but at this time of night, you don't notice anybody here that you would be concerned about or would recognize. But you do get yourself down towards the docks. Interestingly enough, you do go towards if you're going to, are you taking them to, or taking Indani to Blacklebucks or to Hermux?
Blacklebucks.
All right, just give me one quick moment here. That was the wrong thing to type into.
Also, as we pass the livestock pen, can I make another investigation check just to see what sort of setup they have, any potential weaknesses in it, any exploitable things?
It's a fairly open market, and so what you'll notice is that while there is obviously a couple of places where there are some slaves, the vast majority of the booths and things in the market are random curios. So you might see somebody who's selling tea cozies, another person who's selling vegetables and things like that. So it's also a reputable market, except for this one little corner of it that happens to have human goods instead. And so it's fairly open.
Yeah, no, she's still going to be looking for any potential way to make it all blow up, basically.
Well, and it is pretty wide open, though. You do see that there is a couple of ways that you could go through some back alleys to get into the center market. Okay. And they're not hard to find because of the way the city is set up. And as a matter of fact, one of them happens to come basically right out the front step of Blacklebucks. You could go straight out a back alley, do a couple of turns, and probably be in the center market.
Okay.
And so you find Blacklebucks. And you said you're going to look for some arrows, and was there anything else that you're looking for while you're there too?
Mostly just arrows.
Okay. So we'll say that you can...
for...
Oh, sorry, Serge.
I said I was going to look for a pearl, if I could find one. One that Odom could use.
You will, let's see here. You won't find it at Blacklebucks. You'll definitely find the best arrows at the best rates here, so if you want, I forgot the cost of arrows here.
Does he have any fun, fancy ones that can do fun things?
Won't be at this shop. You can give him 1 gold and you'll get 20 arrows out of it.
Great. I will give
Okay.
him 2 gold.
Oh, so you're gonna get 40 arrows.
Yeah.
Awesome. You got 40 arrows now. If you wanted to try and find a pearl, you know that you would have to do a little bit of sweet talking at Hermuk's All Goods instead, Serge. So is that what you want to do, is take Indani out to Hermuk's then? I lost Becky. I lost Serge. And
Sorry, you cut out for me. What'd you say?
oh, okay. What I said. We are. Did you want to take Indani to Hermuk's to see if you can find yourself a pearl?
Not tonight. If she's got what she needs, then we'll just move out.
Okay, fair enough. All right, then we'll switch over to Roman and Marisol. So, I gotta go check what that perception check was again. That I asked you guys to do.
It was not great. It was.
Yes, marvelous. Okay, so, coming towards Hollow Flags. It's starting it's twilight. It's getting kind of darkish at night, and you'll notice as you walk up that there is a. You'll notice the old flag that you're familiar with that your father hung up on the front of the building. It's a sparrow tail flag that says Hollow Flags on it, and in a kind of a nice calligraphy. The flag looks a little unkept though, and as you get closer to the front of the building, you notice that it's been barricaded. And as you so approaching the front door, you see a notice that has been basically hammered right into the front door of the building. The notice reads, "By order of the Lord of Keys, this building has been sealed. This building will be considered abandoned after 6-10 days, and its ownership will revert to the Council of Lords. To claim ownership of this building, please bring evidence to the Asberith before High Harvesttide."
Okay. Roman would see that Marisol is actually pretty, almost eager walking through the city and just blinders on, beelining it for her shop. And as soon as she gets to the door, a hand goes to her chest, then her throat, and it seems like she's just in total shock, eyes wide, mouth parted. And just no words.
Can Roman read this note, or is this in an area where because I'm not standing right next to Marisol, I'm kind of a couple feet away. So I don't know if I'd be able to read it from this distance.
You would see by order of the Lord of Keys, and that's probably all that you would read from it. It's an obvious public posting though. It's like an eviction notice, only with bigger font.
Okay. I'm assuming these Lord of Keys are your sort of government here?
That's a good question. I actually don't know that answer.
The Lord of Keys is another name in Melvaunt for the captain of the guard, basically. And the Lord of Keys manages the city watch, but is also serves on the Council of Lords, which is the government.
I would explain that to Roman after a stunned moment, and then begin pacing immediately. Roman, they were supposed to be here. Fuck. I don't. The guards, maybe, or maybe they're at Central Keep already.
Hang on. You said that the door is barricaded. Is it barricaded as though I can't get through it if I slam the door open, or is it one of those things where it's basically boarded up windows?
It's basically boarded up windows is the sense that you get.
So if I wanted to, I could basically kick the door in.
Absolutely, you could try.
Okay. Well, since apparently your friends are supposed to be here, I mean, it is late at night. I'm not quite sure what their operating hours are, but we could always check inside.
Yeah. There's a back door that might be unlocked.
Then let's
Or-
There is not a back door.
Okay.
This is the only
Never
entrance
mind.
that you're aware of, aside from the windows that potentially could get into it. It is a 2-story
Okay.
building, and so looking at this building, just kind of to see what all the other other areas are that you could look into or that you could gain access by way, is on the first floor you have basically the main doorway. There's a window to your left as well. There's also a window on the side that you guys approached from, and that's what you see on the main level. Directly above the door are 2 more windows on the second level.
I'm assuming they're all
Marisol.
closed and boarded.
Yes, Marisol, you would know that there are more windows on the opposite side, and you know that because when you were a much younger half-orc, you used to creep out at night through one of those windows.
Yeah, it sounds like me. Okay, I would quickly dart over to the other side then and begin and like make sure that maybe there's less people looking, and then try to stealthily scale the wall and get into the window.
All right, roll a stealth check for me then, please. Nice. All right. So you try to scale the wall. You do get up to your what you remember was your bedroom window, and there's 2 windows to be able to get into it. They are locked.
If I look inside, does it look like can I gauge how lived in this place might be? Just looking through the windows.
Looks like it hasn't been inhabited for a few weeks at the very least.
Well, this is specifically my room, so of course it wouldn't be. Is there other ways I could look in on my siblings' room?
Well, and that's
see
that's the thing with this particular house. You guys didn't. Your family didn't give you a lot. Like, wasn't a ridiculously large building. For the most part, when you guys were all younger, you all shared the same room. You, Jorge, and Carmen all shared the same room. Whereas Gerzon and Judith, your parents, they had their own room. Once Gerzon and Judith were gone, Sylvia would have claimed the office, and Rima found a place to sleep, wherever that happened to be. But your room was the kids' room.
Okay. Shit. So it's almost dusk. How busy does the street look currently?
It looks like it's actually quieting down. At the places that seem like they're busy are the usual suspects, like the floating fighter, the inn down the street.
Okay. There's no chance I have a key on me, is there?
There is no chance you have a key on you right now, no.
Okay. I'm going to try to jimmy rig the door or window, or like if I have to, I'll break the glass.
Okay, so let's see here. Roll me an acrobatics check for me, please. Nice, yeah, you totally do this. So you're able to get in there, climb up that wall to get to that second level, and you are able to open up the window without too much hassle. It seemed like it was latched. It wasn't boarded shut, though. Apparently, whoever boarded the building shut didn't care to board up the second floor.
Okay, I'm going to glance down to Roman and like stage whisper enough that he can hear me that I'm going in, watch the front, and then climb inside.
Alrighty.
All right. I guess
And-
Roman is leaning up against the wall next to the door frame, just kind
Are
of
you-
surveying the area.
All right, roll perception.
Oh, Roman definitely does not have the capabilities of climbing this building. So
Do you want to try to be discreet? Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't think I could do that if I tried, but you know what? We'll try it anyways.
Okay, so it's stealth or deception. Your call.
I will take deception.
Okay.
-2 in dex is not a fun time.
All right. And do you and you're trying to keep watch, so roll the perception check real quick.
I can do that too.
Okay. The street seems relatively quiet. You honestly look, or have made yourself look, for all intents and purposes, just like a person who's just taking a pit stop on their way to the next drink, for the most part.
Okay.
But nothing untoward seems to catch your eye. Just give me one moment here as I check one other thing out. Yeah, okay, we're good there. So, you step into the room, and this is your bedroom. It looks a little bit different than when you used to be in here as a child, because it's obviously only 2 kids that were sleeping in here most recently, and in fact there are 2 beds. Completely in shambles, overturned, mattresses torn, 2 dressers with the drawers ripped out, toys and trinkets all over the room. This room has been ransacked.
Okay. Yeah, Marisol's not enjoying this. Parsing through the room, kind of just really trying not to step on the debris or...
Okay.
Gosh, I'm really trying not to let this get to her too much. Marisol's going to look through it and particularly look for important things that Jorge and Carmen would have taken with them if this was a voluntary thing, particularly Carmen's sewing kit and Jorge's sword. So,
Sure.
like, just trying to gauge if these are things, like, this was if they were kidnapped, or if she was, or if they're, like, on the run themselves.
Sure. Roll an investigation check then. You don't. Tough to tell with the shadows that are coming in here if you're actually getting through everything. Tough to tell if all of their things are actually even in this room alone. The room looks enough different that you feel like you might not even know where Carmen keeps her things anymore. Keeps her sewing supplies. You feel like all the toys that are in here are toys from when Jorge was much, much younger. So you don't really get the sense that this was the right place to look for all their stuff, even.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna linger for a moment and just taking some really deep calming breaths, trying to center myself before I would like to go to the door. Is it locked or anything?
Door of the bedroom, it is ajar and open. You can see into the hallway and to the top of the stairs.
Okay. I would like to exit. Is the office on this floor, or is it downstairs?
It's downstairs. It's actually the room that you use to get to the stairs.
Okay. Is there any other rooms up here, like Rima's or something else?
You know, up here there is your kitchen dining room area. There is your parents' bedroom. There's a pantry room. There's also another storage room on the other side of the building. So there's lots to look at in this building. But you're starting to get the sense as you're walking through and you take a peek into your parents' room, it is also ransacked. You can see a chair overturned from the hallway in the kitchen. It is broken as well. The door is ajar to the pantry. You're not sure what it looks like from here, but with your dark vision, you can kind of see some grays and things. But you're getting the sense that this whole building has been overturned. And starting to be nervous about being the only one in it at this moment.
In my parents' room, is there any of their salvageable blinds in there?
Say that last word again for me, please.
Like, is any of their belongings still salvageable? Like, just something,
Belongings.
like a shirt or something?
You can do a quick investigation check in that room. If you walk into that space, you're going to see, again, this room is actually the one that's been most heavily overturned. The bed's been completely torn and shredded. There's 2 nightstands and a dresser that have been almost completely torn apart by having the drawers yanked out of them so hard. When Gerzon and Judith had left, this is the room that you took over, just to make sure Sylvia didn't move in. But you don't really see anything, because you used to be in this room at one point in time too, but not for very long. Not much of their belongings are left behind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to freak out a little bit too much to stay here, so I'm going to make a quick pass back through and leave.
You can actually jump out the window of this room, of the parent room, and basically drop right on top of Roman if you wanted to.
I think I'll go out through the window I came in to make sure that I close it behind me.
Sure, okay. So you go ahead and do that. You're back out into the alleyway then.
How nearby is Roman?
Right beside you.
He'd be by the front door.
Oh, okay, fair enough there.
Okay, I would round the corner, fist clenched, and I think he could very clearly see that there is a tear streaming down her face.
I see. Let's take a walk.
Roman, they're not here.
I can tell. If they were, I'm sure you would have opened the door.
Their plate, it's entirely trashed. I couldn't even find anything of value. And I can't tell if they left themselves or they're I don't know where my family is.
Alright. Roman's gonna try a thing.
Okay. On your way back, are you guys walking in a particular direction? You said let's take a walk, right?
I told her for the two of them to take a walk. Whether or not she's going to is entirely different. But I want to try something before we leave, since she's just said all of this.
Okay.
I know that it's helped before, so let's just hope that it has some effect on this particular situation. But this is character stuff now, not NPC stuff. So, I am casting heroism on Marisol.
Ah, fun.
So
Let's
I can
see
put
Is
that
that-
real quick.
It's so that you're no longer depressed.
Yes,
She's
okay.
absolutely resisting. So, like, do I have to contest a roll or something?
Let's see here. A willing creature, no, if you're not willing, then it just doesn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah. If Roman would go to, like, touch her anywhere, she would, like...
It'd be something like he'd put his hand on her shoulder or something like that.
And she would immediately step back and out of it. And just, like, still be, like, just nearing closer and closer to hysteria. Roman, I failed. They're all I have.
And we'll find them. You said you didn't find, evidence of them being there, but you also means you found no evidence of them being dead.
They could be anywhere. I was abducted straight outside our fucking shop in order to be inducted into the Zents. They could be gone to the Sword Ghost for all I know.
Do you really expect the Zhentarim would have taken away their only bargaining chip for you? The only reason you're still working for them is because of them. Is that correct?
It's all they have on me aside from debt, yes.
Then they wouldn't do any harm to them. That's their only chip against you. It's the only reason that they have, to keep you doing what you're doing for them. I can almost guarantee you that they are still alive and they're not that far away. They may not be here in this building, but I'm sure they're not that distant.
I'm going to murder everything in my path to get them.
Then we better find the right path.
At this point, if woman in any way wants to touch Marisol, she would just be way too shaken at this point to resist.
Okay. So then, question for Windy. Since I tried to cast it the first time, would the spell have failed since she resisted?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm down 2 spell slots, because I'm going to again attempt to cast Heroism.
Okay. And this time, it's not so much that she's unwilling, as it is she's not even responsive necessarily to things around her. So in this particular situation, because she is also a friendly, she would be more likely considered willing than unwilling. At which point it will take and hold.
Cool.
You definitely feel like you have to give it a good solid push to get it into her, but it is there. It does happen.
That's fine.
And so with that, Marisol, you do feel, first of all, a little bit more energy in your body. And you don't feel scared. You feel emboldened. And you feel immediately that the reason that you're emboldened is because you're not alone. For the first time in a long time, you're not alone.
Before Roman can even take his hands off her, Marisol would quickly just crush him in a hug and just stand there for a very, very long time.
Roman
right.
will do his best to reciprocate. This is new to him. At least new because she's not family. But yeah,
Fair enough.
Getting hugs is a new thing.
So you gather yourself after a good, solid, long hug to just kind of collect yourself and move yourself forward. The hug lasts longer than the heroism spell, so you kind of start to lose a little bit of that that emboldenment, but you do still have that memory. There are people here with me. And you start to feel like you need to go over and start talking to, as much as they can frustrate the piss out of you, know that they're going to be helpful.
Yeah, I'd start heading back towards the party then.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I do one thing just before we actually leave? For when and after the crushing bear hug?
You can. What is it you're thinking on?
I want to look Marisol in the eye and lower my mask again and basically tell her, remember this face. It will always be with you. And then
All right.
Put it back up and go with her.
So, it's been about, let's see here, Autumn and Valtris waiting at the wagon. You weren't waiting long. The sun has set by the time Indani and Serge come back. And Indani's got a little bit of a skip in her step because she's got 40 arrows. Serge. Well, actually, Serge, it's kind of up to you if you're going to mention anything about the shop that might have a pearl in it.
Nah, I'll mention it tomorrow if it's relevant. We got more pressing stuff to deal with. Fair
enough. And another hour passes before Roman and Marisol come back. Marisol does not look composed at all. Roman is standing tall, and you can kind of get the sense that Roman's physique is along the lines of, I'm standing as firm as I possibly can be because I just experienced something rough. Marisol is almost a shell of her former self when she comes back to you to meet you guys.
Seeing this, Indani's going to just like immediately step forward, wrap one arm firmly around Marisol's shoulders, and just like guide her away from the others, because she does not look like she's up for questions right now. So she's just like, nope, we're just gonna give her her space, give her a moment. They're back. Obviously news isn't great, so we're just gonna let her process quietly. We're not gonna let anyone bother her, kind of thing.
Okay.
I would willingly go with, so.
Roman,
Yeah.
what happened?
If it's not clear, we didn't find them.
Okay.
But we may now be on a warpath instead.
Okay. So not to be rude, but are we going in to like find an inn, or are we just bailing?
I can tell you that we're not bailing.
Okay.
Let's wait for Marisol to at least recompose herself before we decide where we're staying for the night. Because I pretty much had to tell her to, help her calm down, that the only reason that, Marisol is still working with them is because of her family. So they have to be alive, and there's no way they're that far away.
That's the story we're going with. Good to know.
Well, if they were dead, then they have no more control over Marisol. They're not going to do that.
This, I assume, is the first time Marisol is learning about this, which means they could have been, a long time ago, and she would just have no clue.
She was informed of this of the incident at the shop when we were still in Flan. So I highly doubt that anything major has happened since that time.
Well, the Zhentarim are sneaky assholes, so...
They may be sneaky assholes, yes. But they aren't going to risk losing an agent to something as stupid as family. They're not gonna kill off their bargaining chips. That's just bad business.
It's probably just the pessimist in me talking. I'll just stop here.
Assuming Donnie took Marisol anywhere near the cart, Marisol would have stayed with her for a short moment and then clambered up into the cart, climbing over the dragon and through all the items in the back before finding the mask that we found in the dragon's treasure hoard. Coming back out, she'd have it in her hand, contemplatively, and then walk around to face the rest of the group and say, whatever happens, this will be soaked in blood if it has to be. and then puts on the mask and hides her face.
All right. Surge. While everybody else was talking, you would have been... Is Surge still there? Oh, she just stepped off.
Just no,
Oh!
no.
Nope.
Okay,
Wait.
hang on.
Back.
Don't go anywhere, Surge. Be there. Are you there, Surge?
Keep talking. I'm so sorry.
Okay. That's all right. It was just really good timing. Okay, so Surge. As everybody else is talking, you're kind of keeping your eyes out and about to see what all is happening around this front gate. And when you notice one particular person kind of catch your eye with your passive perception, this particular person is a halfling in size and is wearing a cloak and starts kind of walking directly out of the gate. You're nearby enough the gate that you can see it. It looks as though they're walking directly towards you, and then they kind of take a stutter step and then turn left instead and start walking off the main trail. You got the sense that they saw you and didn't mean to be seen by you. And that's where we're going to end the night.
Oh, I love it, but I hate it.
It's great.
Which means it's a great place to end.
That was the target. So,
that-
Well then.
Bullseye on that then, because
one ransacked building, one mask, which I want you to post that up in the chat now so people can see it. And we'll put it up on the stream too for you guys. Before we close off for the night, I'm just going to give everybody a heads up. So one of the cool things about this game right now is that the players are helping to expand the content a little bit. So we have a new feature that's going to be coming out called Sending Stones. And this is mainly managed for the most part by Marisol. And so Marisol will have a chance to kind of launch that here over the course of the next couple of weeks. It's going to be, I think it's a blog, the first one that's going to come around. And so we will advertise that accordingly. But it's basically going to be kind of like a between the sheets kind of idea. What happens between sessions, or what's in the backstories, and some of the inspiration behind the thoughts that happen during the game and such. So thank you guys for putting that together. It's kind of cool. I can't wait to see what comes out of it. And thanks to all of you out there in the world who are watching this. And we'll be back in 3 weeks with a little bit of an exploration to Hollow Flags. Have a good night, everyone.
Hi.
Good night.
Bye-bye,